Here we go. That was like the first episode. Go. Silence.
Hi.
What do I say?
Hi, guys.
It's so funny, man. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Generation Viewpoint. Thank you for joining us once again, either right now on our podcast and you're listening to us, or for our viewers on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in and joining us for another episode. We always love when we hit that record button and what's going to happen and what we can talk to get your brains thinking. So I'm Freedom, as you guys know, and to my side is sitting Mr. Evan.
Hello.
You notice I said side, Evan?
Yes.
I'm getting away from the
How
right
many
or
times are you going to bring that up? Though?
No, I didn't say. I didn't bring it up. I said
Yes, you
side.
did.
I didn't say
You
right
said-
or left.
you
I said side.
But you said side in like a to my
Well, because I was
side.
thinking of how to get around the left-right thing. And
Yeah.
see, now we're talking about the left and right thing
But-
again, and I
but
was
hold
trying to
on, hold
avoid
on.
that.
And then-
I don't know if you're to my left or
But
right.
that you also said to my side, and I
Yes.
said hi, and you were like, notice how I avoided left and right. So you brought it up.
But because you laughed. And so I was like, notice, that's why.
because you said to my
All right.
side.
So what do, all right, we got to get past this. This comes up all the time.
Just say next time, be like,
Next to
and
me.
with me.
With me.
Or
Next to me.
because when I intro, I'm like,
Stage
hi,
left.
I'm Evan, and
Yes.
this is my dad, Freedom. I don't say to my right is maybe you should just come to the dark side.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I'm telling you. Speaking of the dark side, by the way, Sunday, I looked out the window and I saw a truck that's headlights were on. So dark side lights, that was the connection that I just made with that.
Okay.
Sorry, just so you're like, what? So anyways, there was a truck parked. People got out of the truck and they went inside and their headlights were on, right? This is in the morning time. And I saw it and then I'm like, oh, it's a newer truck. The headlights will go off, right? So I didn't say anything to him. An hour later, I go walking by and I look out. Headlights are still on in the truck.
Oh boy.
I was thinking about this, that with modern day technology, if you rewind the clock 10 years, maybe longer, I don't know, but when somebody's headlights were on and they got out of the car, you were like, hey, you're waving them down. Your headlights are on. Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, man. You saved my life. They're shutting their headlights off. Now you see it and you're like, no, they'll turn off by themselves. And so how many batteries are dying because that politeness now is gone? That courtesy that we were once used to is gone.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like whenever we go to the store now, the doors are automated. So we as men have lost the opportunity to open a door for a woman out of courtesy to show her some respect.
That's why I only go to local stores.
Yeah.
So then I can.
So you can open the door. I like it. You know what? That might be a dating tactic. That when you plan your date, you only take her to places where they don't have manual doors, so you have the opportunity to open up the door for them.
That's smart.
I like that.
That's smart.
That's a little rabbit trail, but I'm liking the idea of it. So what the heck? So all right. So Ev, I have a question.
Okay.
As always.
Yeah.
I got to get a T-shirt that says that.
I have a question.
I have a question. I do. I have to get one of them. Dang it.
Well, it has to be Ev. I have a question.
Ev, I have a question.
And then Generation Viewpoint on the back.
Got to do
We'll
it.
start selling them soon.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I wonder if people would. Here's a question. All right, so there's a question. Would our viewers and listeners buy a Generation Viewpoint T-shirt if we were to make them up? Now, that's a question.
Yeah.
So what's the best way for them to respond to that question and let us know if they would be interested in purchasing a T-shirt if we made a Generation Viewpoint T-shirt?
What if we did a poll?
We could do a poll.
Because polls, a lot of people
Yes.
will answer that.
All right. We're going to do a poll on that and find out if you'd be interested. And don't answer yes if you mean yes, it sounds like a good idea. Answer yes if you really would be interested. That would be awesome because I would love that. That would
Yeah.
be really cool.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? Listen, a little money to help pay for all this stuff.
That's right. That's right. And
Right
maybe
now, it's an expensive hobby for us,
Yeah.
not a,
the first one could be something like this.
right there.
Boom.
Yep. We could make like special issues, like come out with different ones. Ev, I got a question.
Different quotes.
Yeah.
Like from maybe like a quote from like my embarrassing moment or
Yes.
something like that.
Oh, no.
Just like one quote.
And then I had a decision to make. Episode, whatever that was, 34 maybe, I think. I don't know. So that's awesome. So, but all right. So now we're talking about quotes. Let me ask you this one. What words or phrases should be retired in 2016?
There's a few.
Okay.
I think fleek should never have existed.
I don't even know what that is. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist.
It's usually in the context of your eyebrows are on fleek, meaning your eyebrows are like on point. They look aces.
Your eyebrows.
Yes, that's where it is most said.
Never heard that before. Nobody has ever told me my eyebrows are fleek.
On fleek.
On fleek.
That's because they're not dead.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
But that's okay. Mine aren't ever on fleek either. It's
Very
usually with like women.
Okay. All right. So fleek. All right. What's another one? Blanking on it, huh?
Yeah.
Like there's popular expressions that you hear all the time, and some of them just, I think, need to go.
Yeah.
You know, I can't think of any right now myself.
I think the G word should just be erased.
Well, that already came back.
No, but
And it came back for
it
good
should
reason,
go
because
again.
it's a great word.
No.
For everybody out there who doesn't know, the G word he's referring to stands for groovy, which is a timeless word. It goes very well with a snap when you're here listening to some good tunes, as in that's groovy. See? Ev, I like your blank stare. we just lost Ev. He's out. So how about anyways? As in using it as a comma in a conversation.
I think that should stay.
Anyways should stay as a comma.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you use it a lot. I use it a lot.
But I don't want to use it. I think it should be abandoned.
Well, then you eradicate it from your vocabulary.
Okay, but you think
I
it's
just use two big words.
I think I owe you a quarter. All right. So anyways should stay in existence and be used as a comma in a conversation.
Because that's when like you go off on a rabbit trail and you're like, but anyways.
Yeah.
And then you come back to the main point of the story.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Just wondered. So, all right. I have a would you rather for you.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather smell like eggs every time you burped, or have a green cloud appear whenever you pass gas?
Green or eggs. All the,
So every time
all
you
day.
burp, everybody smells rotten eggs around you.
Yes.
You would prefer that than have a green cloud appear with no aroma, just a green cloud appear every time you pass gas.
Because I have perfected the silent release. So if I had a green cloud, then I wouldn't be able to do that.
Can I ask you a question? How often might we see a green cloud around you in a day?
You would have seen two so far.
Oh my word, that's fantastic. Well, in that case, then I am glad too, because I wouldn't want to smell rotten eggs 2 times in the last 8 minutes of this episode. So, that's hysterical. So, so I was thinking about this recently. Mother's Day was a little while ago, right? So the question that I had and I was talking about is, when I look at my wife and I say, honey, what would you like to do for Mother's Day? And I think we had just gotten done with a whole bunch of really busy stuff at that time. And she said, I'd really like to just have a day at home, relaxing, because we've been so busy. And I'm like, oh, great. So, we get home and you sit down and she's relaxing. When she says she wants to spend her day relaxing, right? Mm-hmm. Does that mean that I have to sit down and relax as well? Or does that free me up to pretty much do whatever I want because she's busy relaxing?
I think that what that means is you take over her responsibilities in the household.
Okay.
So you're still, you're still doing stuff around the house.
Yeah.
But when you're not doing those, I think you still have to point attention to her.
So if I have prepared lunch and I have made dinner and the chore things that she would normally do, right? If I take care of those, then in between those, I'm not allowed to go out and do something on my own. I should be sitting down, relaxing next to her.
Yeah, I think that you shouldn't leave the house.
I shouldn't leave the house.
You could probably get away with doing stuff on your computer while sitting next to her while she's watching a movie.
Now, do you think so, though? Because I think sometimes when you're on the computer, they see that as in you're not paying attention.
Well, I feel like if you sat down and they started watching a movie,
Yeah.
and I think it would be perfectly fine because you still have stuff you need to do.
Right.
Like you can't.
But it's not about me, though. So that's why the question.
I know the day is to appreciate mothers,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that nothing else goes on. Like it's like
Okay.
a birthday.
Right.
For say it was my birthday, I get a little special treatment, but the world doesn't stop for me.
Right. Okay.
Like on my birthday, you still go to work.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you still have to do stuff, and I still have to go to school sometimes. Well, not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean?
I do.
So
I do.
if you really don't feel comfortable just doing that, then maybe you can just be like, hey, is it okay if I do like work on my computer while you watch your movie?
Yeah. But you definitely think I need to stay within the house. Like going outside and mowing the lawn probably wouldn't be acceptable.
Yes, unless she approved of it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But it can't be like one of those.
This isn't a simple question. That's why I'm asking it. There's a lot to this thing.
It can't be one of those. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I don't care.
When they mean
I don't care.
That means get your butt with me and do what I want.
Yeah. Speaking of I don't care, that expression.
Yes.
A while ago, I realized that when we were home and stuff, and you or your brothers and sisters were to ask a question, right? Can I do this, right? And I'd be like, I don't care, right? I realized that I was saying that. Did that ever bother you when I would say that? No. Did you take it as in it doesn't matter?
I took it as do it.
Okay. All right. Now I feel a little bit better. I thought about that one day, and I was like, you know what? Every time one of you guys, this is a while ago I thought about it. It's probably 2 years, I would think. But every time you guys ask me a question and I give you the answer of, I don't care, I'm telling you, your brain is hearing a message from your father that he doesn't care. And I was like, wow, I wonder if that goes into your subconscious and bounces around there and means more than what I meant it as, which is, no, that's fine. Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think
like to be
so.
constantly told by somebody, I don't care. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
But at the same time, you never said, I don't care. You said, I don't care, go ask your mother.
That's not. I did do that a lot.
Yeah.
I do because I want to double check and
but
make
then
sure.
we would go ask mom, and she'd be, I don't care, go ask your father.
Go ask
I'm
your
like,
dad. Yeah.
We did. He said he doesn't care either.
Yeah.
Well, do whatever you want.
Well, since then, I have tried to eliminate the expression. I still say it because when I say it, I hear that I said it. But I've tried to stop saying, I don't care, because that's not really what I meant. I do care. That's why you're asking. But the answer is yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that sounds better and it's clear than I don't care. You know?
Yeah, it might be different for other people.
Yeah.
But it never like affected me.
Okay.
You
didn't hear it as in the way that I was worried that you might.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say I don't care, that means go do whatever you want. You're free.
Okay.
So
You're free.
I got to choose what I wanted to do.
Well, as we know, there are no rules in our house, so you know. But there's one rule: keep your shirt on. So, all right. So we are winding down quickly on time. So I have one last question for you.
All right.
Okay, for this episode. How can a reputation be improved? I think this is a important question. We don't have a whole lot of time, unfortunately. But I think that a lot of times through mistakes in our youth, or when we've maybe had a time in our life where we've gone off the rails in the crazy train, you know what I mean? Or lost focus on what things are important, which happens to all of us at some point in our time, that we want to come back to and from that and reestablish our reputation, right?
Yeah.
So how can a reputation be improved? What are things that you can do to do that?
I think that's a long road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Trust is very easily lost. And takes a long time to regain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you do that, though? I would imagine that right now there's a lot of people out there, whether they're kids who've grown up and as a kid they've created a reputation for themselves, and now they're adults and they want to have a good reputation.
Yeah.
Or an adult who, has made some mistakes over the last couple of years and they're like, I really want to have a reputation back. What would you say? How do they get that back?
Well, I have two things.
Okay.
One is make amends if possible.
Good.
And then the other, I don't have specific examples, but the analogy of taking a piece of paper out like that was shredded and putting it back together piece by piece, or putting together a puzzle.
Okay.
It's one deed at a time that
Okay.
it proves that you're serious about
Yes.
like wanting, and
Yeah.
you just change what they think of you.
People will see it and observe it,
Yeah.
which counts for more than if they just were to ask for it, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so making amends and then doing the right thing over time, your reputation will slowly be reestablished again.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Excellent. I think there's a lot of people. Listen, when I was a kid, I made a lot of mistakes when I was in high school, and the only way that I figured I could get away from that reputation was to move to a different town. Because sometimes people just don't want to forget the things that you kind of defined yourself, and so they don't let you change it.
Yeah, and there are some things that can be very difficult to get over.
Yeah.
But I feel like if someone has a forgiving heart, then they can get over it.
Right. Yeah, good. Excellent. I love it. Very good. Well, Ev, that's a great note to end on right there.
Yeah.
A lot better than green cloud around your bottom. So thanks, everybody, once again for joining us on another episode. And we are going to run a poll. And if you don't want to do a Facebook poll because there might not be on Facebook, you can simply go to gvpoint.com and you can send us an email if you think that a Generation Viewpoint t-shirt would be something you would be interested in. And if we get enough positive feedback on this, maybe we'll take some orders on sizes and we'll get something made up. I think this will be fun.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Awesome. In the meanwhile, have a fantastic week, and thanks for joining us once again.
See ya. Remember, we're on iTunes and Stitcher, and as always, thanks for being awesome.